अस्सलाम वालेकुम फ्रेंड, क्या हाल है? ठीक हो? उम्मीद करता हूँ आप सब लोग ठीक होंगे। मैं भी ठीक हूँ। मेरा नाम है मोहम्मद तैयब और आप देख रहे हैं मेरा यूट्यूब चैनल टी आर रिएक्शन हो। आज एक 10 ट्रिक्स हैं एग्स की, कैसे चेक करना ये एग यानी कि फ्रेश है या ख़राब है। चलें देखते हैं, एक वीडियो है उसके ऊपर रिएक्शन देते हैं।
Sometimes you've got some eggs and you just don't know whether they're fresh or not. It's kind of impossible to look at an egg and know if it's fresh, even though most grocery stores these days do print the date on them just like so, but sometimes these days get rubbed off because of some other reason that we just don't know. Now in that kind of case, what do you do to figure out if an egg is fresh or not? Well, here's a simple trick. Just drop your egg in some water and the fresh ones will sink to the bottom just like this. And the unfresh ones
अब ये जो है ना अंडे पानी में डाल रहा
just like so.
है, जो ठीक है वो नीचे बैठ जाएगा,
Now the great thing about this trick is
जो
you
ख़राब
can
है
do
वो
this with
ऊपर तैर रहा
multiple
है।
eggs, so you have to have a big enough tub. And then you can easily detect which eggs are fresh and which eggs are no good. For example, here
जो अंडे
these
ठीक है
two
वो
are
नीचे
no
बैठ
good,
रहे हैं, जो
and
ख़राब है
you
वो
dispose
ऊपर
of
तैर
them
रहे हैं।
and cook with the rest. Alright, here's a trick how to peel some ginger. Normally use a gadget like this or another gadget like this. But for this we're going to use a simple and humble spoon like so. Or you can use a smaller one like a teaspoon like this one. What you do is just scrape it across the surface at a little bit of an angle
अब
and
ये
it just
अदरक को
removes
छील
the
रहा है।
skin from the ginger. Now you can also use the big one. It doesn't really matter what spoon you use. But the great thing about spoons is they can get into the crevices and valleys where other tools can't really get into, and they just remove the skin from the ginger, so you're left over with much more ginger root at the end of peeling. There we go. Done. Alright, this here is the easiest mayonnaise recipe in the world. Add 2 egg yolks, one broke sadly there, and then you want to add half a teaspoon of mustard, just like so. Followed by 2 tablespoons of freshly squeezed lemon juice. And then 1 tablespoon of water. This is very important. This is the key here to make the blender mayonnaise. Then you want to add half a teaspoon of flaked salt, just like so. That was smoked flake salt. And then you want to follow that with 240 milliliters of canola oil. Now you can use any other kind of oil and you'll get different flavors of mayonnaise, but this is a very good oil to use. Okay. Once you've done that, then you want to take your hand blender and place it in. Now I like to put it at an angle so there's no air pocket. And then you press it against your egg yolks. And once it becomes a thick consistency, you want to pump it up and down quickly while it's still on the blender. And this will create a homogeneous mayonnaise, just like this. Okay, so once you've done that, just pull it out. And there you go, you've got the simplest, easiest, delicious mayonnaise you can make. And there's no point to really buy mayonnaise when you can make it this easy. But sometimes they can slip and slide and move. Now this can be very dangerous when you're using a big sharp knife like this. If it moves at the wrong moment, you can cut yourself. A very simple solution I found for this is I went to IKEA and bought this special roll they have. It's a sort of sticky material that's used to keep carpets down. Now you just cut it to size and place it underneath the cutting board and it stays put and does not move. Now if you don't want to go to IKEA and get this, or you don't want to spend a very small amount of money to get this, then I got another solution for you. Just take some water and a paper towel. Just put it in there. Then remove most of the water. And then just unravel that. Okay. Place it down on your surface. Place the cutting board on top. Press down, and then it does not move. Now I do recommend the other material from IKEA, but if you can't get this, the other system is a very cheap and easy solution that you can use to keep your cutting board in place. Okay. Sometimes you want to spread some butter, but when you take it out of the fridge, the butter is super hard and really hard to spread. This is super annoying. So what do? Usually just pop it in the microwave, but the issue with this is it always seems to over melt the butter and make it into a big soupy mess just like this. That can be very annoying. So there must be a better way. Well, there is. Take a cheese grater and then you just grate your butter stick. Yes, that's right, grate your butter stick. Now that's got 2 added benefits. One, it delivers energy to the butter by the grating motion, which makes it a bit softer, and also the higher surface area makes it softer quicker also. Lastly, it's in this funny, interesting spaghetti-like consistency, which now is super spreadable, so you can just spread it on whatever you want. And you have nice soft butter. Success. Alright, so the worst thing that can happen when you're poaching eggs is this. The egg white runs away from the egg yolk and leaves it completely unprotected in the water. And then it just comes out all weird, like flat, and the egg yolk is completely every single time. Take a little bit of cling film, place it into a bowl just like this, then crack your egg and drop it in just like so. Then pick up the sides of the cling film and just wrap it round tightly, trying to remove as much air as you can away from the egg. Once you've done that, then you just want to take a little piece of string like this, wrap it round, and then tie one tight knot just like this. Okay? Once you've done that, just remove any
गिरा लगा रहा है
excess
अंडे को
cling
एक
film
शॉपर
that's
में।
not necessary. Now the great thing about this
हम
technique is
देखते
you
हैं
can
आगे
already
क्या
make
करता
them
है।
and have them in the fridge ready to go for whenever you want to make them. Now, I'm just going to use this one right now. Just drop it in some hot boiling water, and you can do many at the same time.
अब तो पानी में छोड़ दिए।
And just leave it for 4 minutes to cook. And once you've done that, then you can just fish it out just like so. I recommend you let it cool down a little bit before you unwrap it. And once it's cooled down, just untie the knot just like this. And then unravel the cling film very gently, just like so. And then you've got a perfectly poached egg that you can use with your eggs benedict or salad or
और
whatever.
यार कमाल है।
And in the inside you'll have a
ये अंडा
delicious,
बॉयल किया है उसने एक
slightly
शॉपर में डाल
runny
के।
egg yolk, just like this. Done.
यार वीडियो अच्छी लगी हो तो लाइक और शेयर कर दें और मेरा चैनल सब्सक्राइब कर दें। शुक्रिया।